All right, recording started. Morning, everyone. This is week 2, what is it called? Day 2 of Python. We're gonna call it day 1 or day 2. I'll figure that out. All right, so it is the first day back on week 2, and we are going to take a look at this algo here. So here's the challenge. Given an array of strings, like this one here, an array of strings, return the number of times each string occurs. Okay, a frequency / hash table. So in this case, very simple, right? One array, all there is strings of A. So I should get A back as well, I should get this object back saying A3, key A value 3, right? Yes, that's how many times we read the string A. Okay. All right, now to compare with the second example here, we have an array A, B, A, C, capital B, lowercase c, D. So we don't have them all in order. Sometimes they switch between letters, A, then B, then A. So what we have in our object here below is key value pairs for each letter. So A is twice, right here and then here, highlighted for us. B is once, lowercase b, then lowercase c 3 times here, 1, 2, 3. Then we have a whole nother category for the capitalized B, right? It's going to be separate from the lowercase, so there's one of each. And then we have D here as our final letter. Okay, so here is the challenge. All right, so you should be receiving an array in your function and returning an object. Okay, how well do we think we understand this one? Let me just run a quiz poll. And if we have any questions, now's the time to ask before I launch us into groups. Okay, if you have a 1, you got to ask something, right? What's a string? What's an array? What's a function? All right, I want to know where you're at. So we should know what an array is, right? We should know what a string is. An array is a composite data type that can take more than one type of data. Here in this case, it's taking only strings. So we want a string for each time a letter occurs. Or actually, it's much more specific than that. Return the number of times each string occurs, right? So each here is a new string, and it's categorized into a type. What if we had one like this? Right? That would be its own type as well. That would be its own key value pair. Okay. I'm going to distribute now to groups, and I'll check in on you guys. If you have any questions, let us know. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Thank you all for your participation. Who would like to present first?
I
can present my team.
Oh,
Sure, anybody.
I'll go second.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so our team got it in 2 ways. First is just using a built-in method. So for each, it's just going through the parameter of the array. And for each one, it's using element as a parameter to start this function. And then using element, it's just running this if statement over and over. So if the element already exists in dictionary, then we're just running whatever it equals up by 1. If it doesn't, we're just putting it in dictionary and then equals 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the second one is basically the same thing without the built-in method. and it's just running a regular for loop where it's just checking if whatever index we're on exists in dictionary already. We're just +1 to its counter, else we're just setting it to 1 in dictionary.
Okay. All right.
Then
And let's see. At work. Okay, so we have our first array. So that looks like it's cleared there. And then you have a second one there, and then you have the output A2, B1, C3, B1, capital B1, and then D1. All right, and the last one there should be 4 C's, right? And then 1 capital J, 1 capital D, with 1 A as well. Okay, fantastic. What if you add, does it matter if you make the string a like more than one character? Like what if you add to the last string there? I'm just curious to see if yours works this way. Put like a double F.
um, I'll just put 2 double F's. Then clear my console and run again.
And there we
Two.
go. Fantastic. Easy enough. And did you guys do it in Python as well?
We did not do it in Python, but it would be pretty much the same in Python. Just declaring a dictionary and then running a for loop and then checking each time.
Okay. Okay.
It might be easier in Python since we can use the actual element in the for loop instead of using index.
Right. Okay. I wonder if another group did something similar. So thank you, DeAndre. I appreciate your group's effort and presentation. So very nicely done. Okay. Who would like to go next? Brooks, was it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share. Let me see here. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm on a different laptop than I usually am. Oh, you know what? It's not working on mine. Austin, if you're able to just share the code, I'll go through it. It's like saying invalid for some reason. Thank you. Okay. So we actually did super similar to the other group. We just changed one thing down on line 34, but I'll go through it. So it's the same type of thing. We just created a new dictionary, an empty dictionary. And then that was what we were going to push all of our values into. So then we did that same type of for loop built-in method, array.forEach, and that was just getting each item in the array.
Mm-hmm.
And then this we found, I think they did the same thing. It was that arrow function, that equal to, and then that greater than sign. So that's pointing to this whole if else statement that's going to be inside of line 33. So yeah, we had that first if statement, which is going to be our new dictionary if it has own property of item. It was just kind of a simpler, like a built-in way of doing that whole thing instead of using the index itself. And then we said new dictionary of item. That's when we added that to we incremented it and then added that to the new dictionary. And then if not, yeah, it was just else. That'll just be 1. We'll just make it 1 because it just happened one time and then that was it.
Very nice. And what does that inbuilt method for each do for everyone else to see? Can you hover over it with your mouse, please?
Yeah, that's just a built-in for loop. So it's just your basic for loop. It's going to iterate through each item, AKA each index. Or actually, question, is it
Yes.
iterating through each index or is it the actual value itself? It should be the value, I think.
Well, see that, okay. So what does it say here? It says a function accepts up to 3 arguments for each callback function each time. It doesn't say here, I don't know exactly off top of my head. Let's see what the chat says.
Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be that character. So the string itself.
Yeah, we can look it up on MDN. But I believe this is like what you said. It's a for loop, and you said if it iterates through what in each, sorry, the specifics of the question again, were they? What were they?
It goes through each string of the array. I was wondering if it was each index of the string or each string itself.
Oh, yeah, it has to be each string, right? Because And the way to test that is by giving one of the strings more than one index, right? Make it a double letter, like what we did, a double F or something.
Oh, right. Okay.
So fantastic. I really like, and so what does the item arrow function do? So what are you doing there? So you iterate through each, and then in the parentheses, so this is where what you're doing every time you do a for loop, you're saying each item, and where is that defined? Or is that something that you're using?
It was supposed to be, I'm still kind of getting this concept too, but it was supposed to be the parameter, I believe. So item is the parameter of kind of like a function type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're passing in. So we're, what's the word? Initializing or telling item what it's supposed to be within the actual like lines 34 to 37. That's what we're actually telling it to be. And then
Right.
we're passing it into that item parameter up on line 33.
Okay. Gotcha. And so that parameter, where does it receive an argument? What's the arguments going into that parameter? Is it each string that it's iterating in the array?
That's what I would, yeah, like you're asking what item is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
parameter. The value that's going in there is each string, right? So for each string, it's saying, now take this thing called item and then examine it. If the dictionary has it, then add +1 to that value in the dictionary. Else, take that item, which is each iteration. It's just a different way of using a for loop, which is really nice because it's concise. But just for everyone else to see, I'm breaking it down because this is probably the first time we see even an arrow function. And we're seeing it within a method call, an inbuilt JavaScript method call. So very nice. I really like how you guys did it.
Thank you.
Great variety of presentations. And now if anyone else did it different, they're free to present. Anyone else want to present? Did it different than even those two groups? Okay, that's fine. All right, so then let's continue with the day. I'll go ahead and end this recording. We'll take a nice